Today we're going to go through the workshop Building AI Agent with Google's Agents Development Kit, or ADK. So ADK is a framework proposed by Google to build AI agents. And we're going to use a hands-on approach and just go through whatever the workshop has to propose. You will notice that this workshop is not a step-by-step tutorial, so we're going to figure out along what we're going to do, and hopefully we're going to do something that makes sense. Okay, without further ado, let's go ahead. So there are multiple models to this workshop. We are just going to go ahead and choose AI ADK fundamentals, and we're going to go from there. Okay, let's see. We're going to set up of our environment. Okay, so here is it. You can have a read. We're just going to build a simple Hello agent. So the first step is set up the environment. So we use. So how do we set up our environment? If we go back to the instructions of the workshop, right at the beginning, there is some documentation is suggested here. So we can use adk.doc. Oh, what did I do there? Okay, I have it open here already. So one way to set up the environment would be to use pipe.install Google ADK because we're going to be using Python. We're going to use that line. Okay, let's see. As you can see here, I tried to query the version of Python that I have, and it's 3.9.1. Uh, f- Full disclosure, I tried it before with 3.9.1. It didn't work, so you might need a later version of Python. So I do have a later version of Python installed here, and that which I am going to use in this tutorial. So the way to do that. Actually, in order to use that, I am going to create a virtual environment for Python that makes things much more cleaner, not to mess up your environment in other projects you might have in your workspace on your computer. So the way to create a virtual environment is usually by Python minus m venv, and then you specify the folder where you want. Here we're going to call it venv as well. Hopefully it works out. And notice that we're in the folder where I want this to work. So in my project folder, I'm going to show you right here. It's there you go. Here the venv folder, the virtual environment has been created. Hope it's still working. Okay. Um, there you go. It's done. Now we're going to go ahead and pipe install Google ADK. Let's see if it works right out of the books. Oh no, I made a mistake. I need to activate my current environment. If not, it's still going to use either an old version of Python or so I have to activate it. So if you go in the virtual environment directory here, there is a folder directory. If you go to script, you'll find this activate command, and you can use it to activate your environment. Okay, now that it's activated, I suppose that I can just run Google ADK and it will go by default to my current Python virtual environment. So let's do that. So now we're trying to install the Google ADK packages. Might take a while. So it does look like ADK has been installed successfully. Yeah. So now the next step is to use ADK Create to generate the agent source code and ADK Web to launch the local web UI of the agent. So we're just gonna go ahead and learn how to use the ADA create command. So let's see ADA create in help. Takes a little bit of time. right. So ADK create and then the path to the application. I'm just gonna say ADK create. I have an ADK folder, so I'm gonna say ADK my agent. Let's see how that works out. There you go. I've got to choose uh, a model, an LLM for the root agent. I'm going to go with Gemini 2.0 Flash. Let's go. And yeah, I'm going to go with Google AI here. I do have an API key, but I'm obviously not going to share it here. I'm just going to type API key. And it looks that like the agent has been created in my ADK folder. That my agent, I have it open here on cursor, so I have my agent here, and in environment file, I have my Google API key, uh, which I said was API key, but I need to put my real API key here, and you would need to put your real API key here. So that's a good start. We are then going to continue to the next step for the agent. It uh, does not do a lot of things. It just import um, some ADK library or the ADK, the agent class of the ADK library, and then it creates a root agent. And here it specifies the model, the name of the agent, and the description and some system instruction here. So great. Now we're going to go to run the adk.web command. I hope that's it. That's the next step here. Yeah, adk.web command. Let's see how it works. All right. So it starts a fast API server with web UI for agents. That's great. Okay, we can specify the port or the path to the agent's directory. Okay, I am going to do just that. I suppose that there is a default port. I'm going to assume that there's a default port and just go ahead and run ADK web and the path to the agent's ADK. So there you go. Let's see if it works out. All right, we're beginning to have some option here, and I see that it's running on the local host and port 8000. Let's see if it works out. If I go to my browser and local host, I want 8000 port. And looks like something. We've got something here. And yeah, here I have my agent selected. That's the agent I just created. That's wonderful. I have a message, a chat box here. Let me try this. Hello. The AI assistant is trying to reply. Hello, how can I help you? So yeah, we did create our first agent with ADK. If you've been following up to this point, I hope you've been able to create your first agents too. And if that's the case, well, kudos to you. And we'll meet in the next part for the next part of the workshop.